evening, everyone, and welcome to Digimax Sports Network. This is Scott Kerker along with Randy McGool. Randy, Metamora comes into this game. They're 20-8. We'll see how they rebound from that tough loss Friday night, but they play a Dunlap team that Metamora owes them a little bit of payback. They beat us, and they ended the streak at Metamora. We owe them a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah. That overtime victory at Metamora ended the 50-game home win streak for the Birds. So, yeah, we come into Dunlap here, and this is the first of two, Scott. You know what I mean? So we got them here now, and then we're going to turn around and play them the first round in the regional. So, the Redbirds better be ready to come out and make a statement here today.
For sure. Why don't we take a break? When we come back, we'll talk to the head coach of the Redbirds. Welcome back to Dunlap. We're here with Metamora head coach. Coach, big game for you tonight. Dunlap ended the Metamora 50-game win streak at home. So you got that, and then you're going to get to see how well we rebound from the tough loss Friday night. And then the fact that you got to play them tonight, and then you play them again next Wednesday. So
yeah,
it's going to be a kind of an odd game, but and then it's a little bit of motivation.
Yeah, and they're our first conference game next year, too, so we're getting a real good look at Dunlap.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. Coach, you come into tonight. Is it tough playing a team knowing that in another week, your next game is going to be against that same team?
You probably see we're a little short-handed tonight, so we're just going to play basketball and try to win a game. We're not worried about, we play these guys next week. We should be back to full strength next week.
Now, when you say short-handed, what are we talking about specifically?
You guys haven't noticed yet? Brady Jones is sick. He's not here.
Oh, goodness.
Figured you guys would have caught on to that pretty quick.
Other than Brady Jones, everybody else?
Yeah. Hopefully Gavin will come back soon. But everybody else is okay. Got a couple guys with rolled ankles. I know Cam got hurt last Friday. Wasn't able to play in the varsity game, but he's back now. Took a couple days off of practice yesterday. So he's back. He's obviously not 100%. And Zach's got an ankle. He's not 100%. But we're here, so no excuses. We're going to play as best we can, and just a few guys short tonight. But, fortunately, we're not playing a team with a lot of size. So.
Right. Coach, the other thing, a bigger floor here tonight. You guys seem to play really well on larger floors.
Yeah, the last game we played these guys, it was our worst game of the season to that point. I thought we did not take care of the ball. It was the first game without Gavin Geyer, and we were kind of throwing the ball all over the place, turning it over. Longer floor should negate that a little bit. We still got to make good decisions, but there'll be more space to see out of trap, find guys in open space. So we, like you said, we like playing on the big floor.
Anything different about Dunlap from the last time we played him? Anything we're looking for?
Not really. We got to find out who their starters are. They got a different lineup every game. We just got to adjust, see who it is, and get our matchups going.
Coach, we'll let you get going. Bring home a W.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck, Coach.
We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about tonight's game. Welcome back to Dunlap High School. Well, Randy, missing Brady Jones, that's a little bit of a loss.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. I really wasn't paying attention to the guys warming up out here, but yeah, so that makes sense. We were kind of talking about Morrison sat out of the JV game, so possibly Morrison maybe gets a start. We don't really know at this point, but
or Beekman.
And then Beekman left early, and so you're right. I mean, it's a little different look here for the Redbirds. I think if Morrison gets to start, maybe we look for a little more up-tempo game, maybe possibly a press, just something a little different here. So it'll be interesting. And then talking with Coach Dame, I mean, Dunlap again, same way, starting different guys. I mean, Renette didn't start against us at our place. Yeah. And, again, last year as a freshman had a huge outing against us. So he's a guy that, he came in the second half of that game and had some nice plays and shots and whatnot. So he's another guy that you just kind of a wild card here. So this game's a little bit of a wild card right now, Scott.
For sure. And, you wonder, just how you're going to respond with all the things. You miss one of your better players and your most experienced player. And then, you come off a tough loss last Friday. And, there's a lot of things.
Yeah, and then, like I said, to boot, we're ramping up to play these guys again to stay alive in the postseason here. So interesting situation here, at Dunlap. So
yeah, that is going to be tricky. But you know what? Like Justin said, we're here. There's no excuses. You come over to play, and if you think you're a good enough team, you play through it.
That's right. And next man up, right? I mean, that's just kind of how it is. Sports, part of sports is injuries, and you got to have guys who can play, multiple areas. You got to have that utility mindset to say, hey, I'm going to step in. I'm going to go deliver what our team needs right now, So I do think, this being kind of the college court here, a little bit longer, I think that does help us just a little bit,
And I think the fact that if they do start Morrison, this could be kind of his coming out party. He's been very good for us this year. But, getting a chance to start, I think I expect big things from him.
Yeah, it gives him an opportunity really to shine. But you're right, he's had some really big moments. You go against, we go back to a couple games, Yorkville Christian. They had the D1 guard who was outstanding. And, Vasquez kind of warmed down, but then Morrison came in fresh and was really able to stay in front of him and really shut him down. That was huge. So Morrison's had some really big moments this year. It's kind of part of that team effort to slow some of these high, falutin guards down. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
they'll have a chance here.
Yeah, I like the way Morrison plays. I like the way Beekman plays. So either one of those guys, and they're not an overly tall team. Their biggest guy, I believe, here is listed at 6'3". That's that Gavin Gibbs who had a big night against us.
Yeah, he is a tough. He's just got really good footwork, and kind of has an old soul type of a game, or fade away, high off the backboard kind of thing, and he's just a really tough guy to guard. So you're right. Maybe Beekman at some point gets to guard him. With his long arms, can really maybe alter his shot and do some different things. But yeah, Gibbs was a ton against us last time.
As Metamora comes onto the court,
they've also got a 6'7" guy here, Thatcher Lee.
Yeah, I did not see that. Yeah, that's
He's
very
a
top.
sophomore, but I don't think he started. I think he came in off the bench, you know what I mean? But I think he was more kind of a rebounder, defensive guy, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, he did. I didn't see him at the very, very top there.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. But, yeah, this will be a different, look here. But, you look at Beekman, you look at Morrison. I mean, guys are sophomores. You know what I mean? I mean, we're starting sophomores all year. So, next guy up. But these guys, Beekman and Morrison got a lot of great experience on the JV this year. So they've got a lot of minutes they've been playing, and they've got a lot of high-quality varsity minutes as well. So those guys are really having a nice season of growth.
For sure.
So, Scott, it'll be interesting to see, what we do here. We're going to come out and press these guys? Or are we just going to take care of it, run some continuity offense, wait to the second half to press? Do we want to show things?
That's just it. I don't know if you want to. Maybe a little bit.
Because you're playing them in the regional, again, for your postseason life. So it's kind of an interesting game here, is all I can say. Just absolute wild card,
Yeah, for sure. But we'll be able to find out.
Yeah, hey, it's going to be unveiled to us here in just a little bit. So
we're about a minute away from the national anthem and the starting lineups.
Dunlap High School. Tonight's contest is the Mid-Illini Conference game with the Redbirds from Metamora High School taking on your Dunlap Eagles. This athletic event is conducted under the regulations of the Mid-Illini Conference and the Illinois High School Association. We encourage you to demonstrate good sportsmanship throughout this contest, no matter what your personal feelings may be. Throwing of any obstacle in the playing area is completely forbidden. The officials are authorized to take appropriate action to ensure the safety of all. Reminder that there is no smoking on campus for state of Illinois and federal laws. Thank you for your cooperation. At this time, we ask you that you please join us in a moment of silence for longtime DHS volunteer and booster member Meg Angevine, who passed away unexpectedly last week. For more than 16 years, Meg generously gave her time running concessions, playing an instrumental role in raising funds to support DHS athletics. If you ever volunteered in concessions, chances are you had the pleasure of working alongside Meg. Her dedication and steady presence made a lasting impact on our school community. Meg was also a proud DHS mom, cheering on her Eagle basketball player and Eagleette during their years at DHS. She supported our students not only as a volunteer, but as a devoted parent and fan. Our thoughts and deepest sympathies are with her family and loved ones during this difficult time. She will be greatly missed by the entire DHS community. We'll take a moment of silence. Thank you. This time, would you please stand if you're able to face the flag as the Dunlap High School Senior Choir sings our national anthem. Let's meet the starting lineup for tonight's game. First for the Redbirds, Metamora. 6'2", junior, number 3, Grace Goosey. 6 foot, junior, number 4, Logan Vasquez. 6 foot, sophomore, number 10, Colin Morrison. 6'2", junior, number 21, Zach Bourne. And a 6'3", sophomore, number 22, Sam Cox. Redbirds are coached by Justin Dane, assisted by Patrick Ball, Mike Bachman, Nate Plusky, Jake Springer, and Jordan Dane.
Well, Randy, Dunlap will have a little bit of a height advantage with Thatcher. He's 6'7". We don't, without Jones, we don't really match up well with him. But I do like the fact that Bourne has gone against bigger guys all year long.
Yeah, Bourne at 6'2" really plays about 6'5", so it'll be interesting to see how that matchup goes here. But you've got Ryan and Renette out there again. Who the Dunlap controls the tip. Renette brings it up, guarded by Vasquez. Gets a high screen, and we've got a foul, and that goes against Bourne early on here out on the hedge.
Wow.
And so that'll be Bourne's first.
Just 7 seconds into the game.
Yeah. But I do like how he was aggressively out hedging that. Burnett gets around the corner, stole by Morrison. Out to Busey. Good layup.
That was beautiful.
Wow, what a nice start here for the Birds.
I thought Busey was going to go up and dunk it.
You know what? I think he can. I just think he's trying to be a little higher percentage, making sure nothing gets missed. Gibbs gets walled up. Gibbs and Koch. That's going to be an interesting matchup here tonight. 3 is up and good. That's number 5, Kendall Farmer, the 6'1" junior.
He killed us that first game.
Yeah, he was tough, kind of driving down that lane. Finished high off the board, so. Busey against Renette. Gets her over to Koch. Out of Morrison. Vasquez. Redbirds kind of getting set. Bourne sets a high screen here for Vasquez. Bourne rolls. Got a matchup. Morrison turns the corner, gets it to Busey, and Busey gets fouled. And I don't know where they're calling this, if it's on the floor or he's shooting.
They signaled 2 shots, so are they taking it out of bounds?
Yeah, I thought he pointed at the floor, but it appeared to be that he was shooting. So I don't know. Coach is not clear either. So ball goes into Morrison. Ball gets knocked away by Renette. And Renette in for the layup. Bourne sets a nice screen for Vasquez there to clear the pressure. And Renette pulls the ball away from Busey. And the reverse layup doesn't go. Ball gets knocked up. Bourne with the rebound. Out to Koch. Koch for 3.
Good.
Beautiful. Nice pull-up jumper off the break.
Good to see that. Him getting off to a good start.
Yeah. All knotted up here at 5 early on. And the bank shot goes for Holden Lee, the 6'1" junior. Vasquez now with the 6'7" sophomore on him. And a little switching man defense here by Dunlap. Bourne now gets the lane. A lot of contact from Gibbs, but no whistle. And now sophomore gets it. Layup doesn't go. Bourne with the rebound. Redbirds are on the run. Morrison now has it. Spins in the lane. Doesn't go.
I like the take, though.
Lee now guarded by Busey. Gets it in the lane. Kicks it out to Farmer. Farmer gets in the lane. Layup doesn't go. Bourne knocks it out to Vasquez. Bourne, the trailer, gets it. Kicks it out to Busey for 3. Just rattles out. Renette in the lane, and they call a block here, and that's going to go against Busey. And the basket was good, so Renette will go to the line to shoot 1 for the 3-point play. And Substitution here for Dunlap. We've got number 13, Marvin Jordan, coming in, and number 3, Jackson Steffen. Marvin Jordan, a 6-foot sophomore. Steffen, a 6-foot senior. You know, Busey appeared to have pretty good position there, and so I think that's what Coach Dame is kind of asking about, saying, hey, you know, what else has the guy got to do to draw a charge, you know? Number 21 comes in, Blake Mishner, 5'10" junior for Dunlap. So Dunlap comes out in a full court man press here. Jordan guarding Vasquez. And Vasquez gets fouled as he brings the ball over half court.
Yeah.
And that,
I didn't think they were going to call that.
And that's, who was that on Jordan? Who was it on? That was on Gibbs, looks like. Vasquez drives baseline, kicks it out to Busey. Busey fakes the 3, takes it in, spins, and ball gets knocked away down on the block. And Jordan for 3, and it's good. And now Metamora will take a 30-second timeout and talk things over here. Down 13-5, halfway through the first. And,
we're not coming out playing.
Yeah, nothing's going our way here.
No.
You know, just balls getting knocked away, and you know, we got to be stronger with the ball. We got to finish down there, but you know, sometimes when you get collapsed on like that, 3 guys around, you got to search out. That's a great time to kick it out and get a wide open 3, you know. So,
but we can't hit threes, Randy.
Yeah, well, that inside out look though, that's a high percentage look, so that's going to go for us here. But Redbirds, we just got to play a little cleaner, you know.
We've already got 3 turnovers. 4 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's not a good pace. That's be on time for 24 right there, you know. And Jordan is holding Vasquez, so he gets called. That's Jordan's first.
I thought he had that foul earlier.
That was on 23 Gibbs. So out in the open court. You're right. It was Gibbs and Jordan there. And 3-pointers up from Busey. Nice job by Busey hitting that corner 3 right off the transition. 3-pointer from Dunlap rattles out. Bourne with the rebound. Gets it to Morrison. Morrison now drives on Gibbs. To Bourne to Busey. Busey gets a screen from Bourne. And another foul here is going to go against Jordan for the push.
That's
on
2.
Koch. And that's 2 on Jordan. And he'll get subbed out here. Number 10, Holden Lee comes back in the game. And also Renette comes back in the game. Renette replaces Farmer. Ball goes into Vasquez. Dunlap in the man-to-man defense here. Busey for 3. Bourne with the rebound. Strong puts it up. Good with contact, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play here. Nice job by Zach Bourne. You know, just a one-handed rebound. Just controls the ball. Pump fake, goes up strong, takes contact, finishes. Excellent work by Zach Bourne. And now Gibbs will come out with 2 fouls.
They got 2 guys with 2 fouls already.
Yeah, so that brings in the sophomore, Thatcher Lee, 6'7", to replace him.
And first one, or that
Bourne,
and 1.
Yeah, completes the 3-point play, and Koch now knocks it out of bounds. Dunlap to inbound.
Just a 2-point ball game now, Randy.
It was a nice time out there by Coach Dane. Just kind of got us refocused on things. Renette gets down the lane, kicks it out for 3, and it goes. And that's for Jackson Steffen, the 6-foot senior lefty. Vasquez now takes it down, gets it to Koch. Koch fakes the 3, gets in the lane, kicks it out to Morrison. Now to Bourne. Bourne turns the corner, fakes up for the layup.
That's a nice play by Bourne. Nice head fake. Showed the ball.
Doing a great job faking in there. You know, at 6'2", he's got to create some space for himself. And those little head fakes, shoulder fakes, ball fakes, all that good stuff. That's number 3, Steffen, pops up for the jumper. Puts the lead back up at 5 for Dunlap. Vasquez to Busey. Busey fakes the 3, gets in the lane, back out to Vasquez for 3. Just off the heel. Busey now gets a hand on the rebound, but Dunlap comes up with it, and now Dunlap player trips, and that'll be Metamora ball.
Not sure what he tripped over.
I think he tripped on the center line, Scott. There's a little volleyball, the lid socket out there, and so it's possible that got him. But, yeah, right on that center line. Koch, give and go to Morrison, down to Bourne.
That's nice.
Excellent interior passing by the Redbirds.
Whoa.
And that's number 10, Lee. The spin move and takes the lead back up to 5 here for Dunlap. And a lot of contact there, no call. Bourne. Gets it out to Vasquez. Vasquez drives in. Kicks it out to Busey. Down to Koch. On the block. Koch spins, left hand, layup, drops for him.
I thought I heard a whistle, but that was just squeaking shoes.
Yeah, it's been a pretty physical. Ball goes into the high post. Out to Renette, guarded by Vasquez. Dunlap now possibly looking to hold it for 1 here. Vasquez out, guarding closely, and really, he's been guarding him for a long time. And now a technical. I don't know who that's going to go against. So foul goes against. Are these both on Vasquez? This might be a body foul on Vasquez and maybe a technical on Vasquez.
It might be
possibly.
A technical on Justin Dame because he.
Well, he gave a player number though, so I thought he gave a 4. So I think it's going to be 2 fouls on Vasquez here. Pretty sure, but without being at the scores table, hard to better that out.
Why wasn't that a 5-second count?
It's a great question, Scott. I think that was the frustration that Vasquez had, and he possibly said something to the official about that. And that's what drew the tech, is my guess.
He was the ref we had the last time we played Dunlap.
So Vasquez and Busey take a seat. So Beekman and Ashton Taylor are on. And now, timeout here by Dunlap with 8.8 to go in the first. And so now, the Dunlap coach just asked, he said, hey, was he shooting, when that foul hit? But that foul must have been on the floor against Renette there. So he got to shoot the technicals, but he didn't get to shoot.
Right.
It wasn't an active shot there. So
So we're out there with 4 sophomores and a junior.
Yeah, that's absolutely right on. Ball goes in. Renette gets it, picks up a screen. 3-point attempt is up. This is everything out of bounds. And the Redbirds will have a half a second here. Morrison now will hold it. So Redbirds take a 5-point deficit into the second quarter, down 22-17 here at Dunlap.
Welcome back to Dunlap. Redbirds will get the ball to start this second quarter. They trail by 5, 22-17. And I think we'll start this second quarter the way we finished the first.
Yeah, you got Koch, Morrison, Taylor, Beekman, and Bourne out there. Morrison thought about the 3. Drives it down, high off the board, and finishes. Nice drive by Morrison there. Farmer now beats the defense down, misses the layup. Koch now corrals it, and Redbirds are looking for opportunities here in the transition game. Bourne now gets into the lane, spins, and the layup goes, and he'll draw the foul and have a chance to go to the line and tie things up with a 3-point play here.
Wow. Zach Bourne is having a game, isn't he?
He is. He is. He's doing a great job, using his body, creating some space, faking every which way, getting the defender up in the air. Off the front, Beekman tips it up and controls it, gets it back to Bourne. Koch now thought about the 3. Gets in the paint, loses the ball. That's Gibbs with the steal. Gibbs back on the floor for Dunlap with 2 fouls.
That's just an unfortunate turnover.
Yeah. Yeah, when you get in that lane, it's tough to put the ball down. You got to be quick with it and know where you're going, and you got to go somewhere. Now.
Nice job.
Koch with the steal. They tried to enter it into Gibbs. Out for 3, and it's good from Ashton Taylor down right in front of the Dunlap student section.
Gives Redbirds a 2-point lead.
Love it. Redbirds coming out here in the second quarter looking pretty composed.
Nice job by Beekman.
Burnett now gets in the lane. Beekman comes over to help. Layups missed. Taylor with the rebound. Redbirds on the run. Wraparound pass for Beekman just doesn't connect. In Dunlap now. Renette with the behind-the-back pass. A little too fancy. Goes out of bounds. And Metamora to inbound.
And
now Busey comes in for Koch. And Marvin Jordan checks in. And he replaces Lee. I'm sorry, that's Stephan.
Yes.
And now Farmer comes out. So Dunlap showing full court pressure here. Full court man. Taylor bringing it up. Hands it off to Morrison, now to Beekman. Over to Bourne. Back to Morrison. To Taylor. Into Bourne. In the lane, and it just doesn't go.
That's still not a bad play there.
Yeah, nice look. Burnett gets in the lane, little floater. It goes for him. Morrison gets it against Jordan. Morrison gets in the lane. Out to Bourne. Back to Morrison for 3. Just brims out. Good look. Jordan gets the ball up off the rim, and now he's going to draw the foul. That's going to go against Beekman. So Marvin Jordan to the line to shoot 2 here. All knotted up at 24. And now number 15, Colin Cook, makes his first appearance, 6'4" junior. He replaces Gibbs. Again, Gibbs got 2 fouls, so kind of getting sparing minutes here in the second quarter.
Yep.
Ball goes into Beekman. Hands off to Morrison. Morrison drives baseline. Gets it to Bourne. Just doesn't go. Just off the front, but a good look. Beekman with the rebound.
Beekman's doing a really good job on the boards.
Up to Morrison. Morrison gets it to Bourne. Back to Morrison. Drives baseline. And they're calling a little, who was that? They called a little push-off on him, I guess. Did you see that up here, Scott? He must have extended the arm a little bit.
I did not see that.
I didn't either, but, you know, he created some space there, so. 3-point shot up for Dunlap, and good. That's from Cook, the 6'4" junior. Morrison looking for Beekman. Beekman comes up with it. Layup won't go. Gets tipped out. Dunlap recovers.
We got to start making those, Randy. That's ridiculous. We're going to get blown out if we're not going to start making layups.
Lee gets downhill, gets the layup off the transition. Now Beekman has it, spins in the lane, and it just, again, rattles out for the Redbirds. Skip pass. And that's Lee in the lane for the layup. And Coach Dame will take a full timeout. Redbirds down by 8 here with 3:19 to go in the half. And, you know, just the little things just aren't falling for us right now, Scott. You know, we just have, you know, we got to go into the rim. You know, we're fading away a little bit. We don't have other guys coming in for the rebound. We're just a little bit out of sync right now, you know. So Coach will get them back together here. But, you know, Dunlap's at home. Things are falling for them right now, you know. You know, they had a kid come off the bench cold and just popped a 3, his first shot, you know. So those are just the kind of things that happen when you're on the road here in the Middle Illini, right? So Koch comes back in for the Redbirds along with Busey. Replaced Beekman and Taylor. So Dunlap comes out. Looks like, again, in the full court man. And here's Vasquez. Guarded by Jordan. Gets it up to Busey. Now into Bourne. To Koch. Fakes the 3. Drives baseline. Gets it out to Busey. Just tips off his hand. And it'll be Dunlap to inbound. Burnett, a little curl. It's the left-handed floater in the lane, and Dunlap now with the 10-point lead.
They got 3 sophomores out there, too.
Yep, the Redbirds need a bucket here. Koch now gets it to Bourne, gets the handoff. Koch gets in for the layup.
That was a
Cuts it
nice-
back down to 8. Yeah, nice
Nice drive.
move there by Sam Koch. Three-point shot from Dunlap, long. Morrison with the rebound. Goes in to Bourne and gets knocked out of bounds. It'll be Metamora to inbound. And now Farmer comes off the bench for Dunlap, and he'll replace Mishner. Ball goes in to Busey, to Koch. Now to Bourne. Hands off to Koch. Koch works his way in the lane, spins, gets fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Nice job by Sam Koch.
I like that.
To be aggressive, take the ball at the rim, and not settle for the outside shot, you know? At some point you got to get gritty when the shots aren't falling here. You got to be able to score in the paint. And now Farmer gets subbed out for Dunlap, and that's Steffen, 6-foot senior, comes in. Second one doesn't go. Koch with the block. Busey recovers.
It's
Redbirds have numbers. Busey gets it down to Bourne. Layup goes.
We've cut that lead in half.
Cut it down to 5 here with a minute and a half to go in the half. Burnett guarded by Vasquez. Morrison with the rebound on the backside. Picks up a screen from Bourne up high. Spins in the lane. Gets it out to Vasquez. Now to Busey for 3. Off the front. Long rebound. Collected by Dunlap. And they're charging. And that's number 10, Lee. They're off the fast break. And now the Redbirds gets it up to Bourne. And Bourne will get fouled. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Tell you what, Scott. You can't blink in this game. I mean, these guys are both really pushing the ball here. This is going to be a different look than what we get over in Morton. In Morton, smaller floor. So this wide open floor. You're going to cut how many feet off of this game? I mean, 15 feet or something.
Ooh, not quite that much, but I bet you cut off 6 or 7.
I think it's more than that.
Is it?
Maybe 84 to 94 maybe. So, no, 94 might be NBA, 84 college, 74 high school, maybe 10 feet. Maybe. So 40 seconds here in the half. Burnett misses the layup, and now that's going to be Steffen. He's going to roll the line to shoot 2 off the tip opportunity. He gets fouled, and that foul goes against Busey.
See, they make their free throws.
Yeah, that makes a difference. You start hitting your free throws.
And we're about a 50% free throw shooting team.
And there it is. Taylor with the rebound.
Talked him into that one.
Perfect timing. And foul out front. That's going to go against Steffen. So Redbirds trying to cut into the 6-point lead here before half.
Very nice to hit a 3 and maybe cut that lead in half.
Yeah. Sophomore Lee comes back into the game, 6'7". He replaces 15 Cook, 6'4" junior. Morrison's got it. like the Redbirds going to run some chin offense here. 20 seconds in the half. Morrison to Taylor. Now to Koch. Now to Morrison, into Bourne in the paint. Bourne now has got the lane, spins. Ball gets knocked out, gets saved to Taylor, and the Redbirds don't get up a shot. So Redbirds will take a 6-point deficit in the half here at Dunlap, down 37-31.
We'll be back. We'll talk to the Redbird head football coach when we come back.
Coming out to the games, seeing the guys play and compete, and anytime we can represent our high school, and I enjoy watching our guys play.
You're a few months away from football season, but I'm sure there's a lot of football, a lot of weightlifting, conditioning, a lot of things to get ready for the upcoming season.
Yeah, I mean, our guys are doing a good job in the weight room, and we've had a great relationship this year with both track coaches, Coach Wyneth and Coach Ray, and Coach Ray's done a lot of good work for our speed stuff, along with the weight room. And Adam Miller, who's been working with us for a couple of years now, has put together our strength and conditioning stuff, and had real good success so far. We got big testing numbers next week, so we'll find out exactly where we're at. But been real happy with the effort, and the weight room's one of those things that creates culture and creates togetherness with our group. And those track guys that are football guys live together, our football guys that are baseball guys live together, and then all of our football guys, we're all together too. So 8th hour is quite exciting at the high school with all the sports that are going on, and we're in the hallways running. We got 60 kids, 65 kids up in the weight room 8th hour, and then we rotate 60 guys down to the hallway and 40 guys to the weight room. So it's awesome seeing our guys get bigger and stronger. And but it is, we talk about that, that culture part of learning to work through some stuff together. And I think the weight room is one of those great classrooms for that information.
Coach, I mean, you look at last year, I mean, you had guys like Cranford, McMillan, Petrie, Barbarinas, a whole host of seniors there. But, I mean, when I think about those guys, I think about explosive offense. You know what I mean? And, we were a little young in the line. You know what I mean? What does that look like? I mean, are we still going to be extremely explosive? Are we going to be more of a possession, kind of a ground and pound team? I know it's early. There's a lot that's going to happen, but what do you kind of foresee our style being next year?
I mean, I think last year we did a really good job of doing what was given to us.
Yeah.
Start off the year with, I think we finished off the Sterling game with a 10 or 12 play drive or whatever it was, 8.5 minutes to run the clock off. So we talk about just priding ourselves in doing whatever it is that needs to win the game. So we have some guys that can take the top off. Braden Cox, Jason Pickles is the wide receiver in the slot spot. We saw what Jason could do last year. We get Keon Allen back healthy, hopefully. He had some good runs in there. Just couldn't get consistency from him. And Mark Ashelman, as a sophomore, goes out and puts 200 up on a Friday night in a big game without Jadon. So we got pieces, that's for sure. And but when you can bring back your starting tight end and Elijah Edwards, you bring back your left tackle and Jeff Graves, you bring back your left guard, Devin Grove, you bring back A.J. Yeager, who subbed in late at guard when Riley Blue got hurt at Morris, and then you bring back Logan Graff at right tackle. You're finding one guy up front in a way, because we got some other guys that can plug in, and we feel really good at our tight end and our H spot coming back. Obviously, Caleb Morrison played the most plays. I've said that many times. We like the depth behind him. It was in the younger class. And that'll be a spot because we know our H-back is really important for us, too. So I think we'll have a mix. We'll see how things shake out in the backfield. I think we got some guys that'll be competing. And sometimes when you got multiple guys competing for carries, you get the best of them all the time. And, that's what we're trying to get to.
Coach, the other thing, too, I'm kind of curious about is, last year you had Sterling and then you had LaSalle Prue. Is it still the same, or do you have
so we got we'll go up to Sterling week 1, and we got Cahokia coming to us week 2. So we had a kind of snafu with the contract situation between us and LP, and LP really didn't want to play us again in a way. After the little Donnybrook, I guess it's called, on the sideline, in which I think our kids represented themselves very well. But obviously those are things we don't like to get involved in. But LP tried to get out of the contract, and we found a way, and that's what ended up happening as they got out of it. And so Cahokia came in. There'll be a 1-year deal.
for this year, but now we're looking for somebody week 2 for the 27 season. But we already have Mount Zion inked. This will be our last one with Sterling, so it's your last trip up there, buddy. So our last trip to Sterling, and we'll travel down to Mount Zion week 1 at 27. So.
Well, Coach, so getting, we talked about offense a little bit. Defensively, any changes defensively? I know we had some young guys that are going to get bigger and stronger. I'm looking forward to seeing, what guys like Backus do, and some of our linebackers a little bit young and stuff. So what do we see defensively kind of transpiring?
We kind of started off kind of in an odd front during the year. We kind of fell into a 40 front with some adjustments. So really liked how Coach Herring got comfortable with being multiple without us coaching kids multiple. Guys got really comfortable in their roles. AJ Yeager's back. He played nose for us. Probably might have grown himself into a defensive end type spot. We'll kind of find out where he fits to help us best. Obviously, Jackson Backus had a great early, got a little injured, got him back towards the end of the year. But, he's had a great weight room, too. He's a kid that's just going to keep filling out, and he's going to be a big, big kid. And but at linebacker, Caleb Morrison, Bremen, we graduated. Aiden Wallace started in there. Came back with some injuries. Saul's back. Grady's back for his third year, which is always good. We got that third-year starter. And then in the secondary, Jason Pickles played a lot of corner. Mark Ashman got some time back there. And Brady Karch, who was a sophomore, got some pretty important time during the playoffs in corner. So we got some pieces that we could fit in there. Obviously Jadon was really, really good, not only on offense but on defense. He's a 3-year starter at corner, as much as he was as a running back for us too. And he can block down a side. You lose Kylan, not only wide receiver but at safety. So we got spots that we got to get filled. But we're really encouraged by how the young guys. We had off-season meetings with all of them and discussed where they fit and what they saw, and it worked out real well. I think the guys got some defined goals for what they want. And, if we can get to their goals, then those team goals come along. And, there's no I in team, but, the kid committed to what his goal is. It should match what the team goal is, and then everybody gets put together. So, really happy with what those guys said to me in those meetings about where their mindset was and where they feel they can help. And we always get those senior surprises, right? Those kids that were juniors that played JV and did all kinds of good things at the JV level, and finally everything clicks for them as a senior. And, that's the beauty of football. We play a lot of kids, right? You got 11 starters on both sides of the ball, and you got all those special teams. So you got some of them seniors that all of a sudden figure things out during JV, have a great offseason all the summer. It clicks for them. So, you just never know. That's why it's hard to put together depth charts all the time. People know some guys, and then there's these guys where did he come from? We just been waiting for him to get there, and then he did. So, a Tony who's probably a year ahead, of where we thought we were going to see him, and then he just got on the field, and we couldn't take him off. So that's another one of those guys who comes back, as a starter. He's definitely up front. And ideally, you get multiple guys up front, so you're not playing just 3 or 4. So you got 8. You can start rotating, keep guys fresh on both sides of the ball. And I think we've gotten to the point where we can identify we got 8 guys defensively up front that can give us some depth and make things a little easier for us.
Coach, thanks so much. We'll let you get going here. Really, Bert's been turning around here in the second half.
Yeah, talk to Coach Dave. It's all about getting shots up, right? You turn it over, it makes it difficult. So I'm sure he's got some adjustments in the second half, and we'll get this going here.
Coach, we'll let you get going here, but I got one last question.
All right.
State made a lot of changes in the playoffs and everything. You did a bye week in there. How do you, in the playoffs anyway, how does that change your practices?
Well, it moves practice up a week, so it finally got approved that we can start practice now on Wednesday. So it'll be Wednesday, and then what was week 0 last year will be week 1. So we'll have 14 days, 5, 10. We have 17 days, 16 days before our first game. So we got to get 12 practices still. And, outside of that, it's just action, and we got to make sure that we get all our contact days in the summer.
Well, on the backside now, has that playoff schedule changed, or is that next year, or is that
no?
That
it's
actually
this year.
That comes
it's
in this year.
So week 10. There's now week 10 and week 11. So there'll be a round of playoffs. If you are seated high enough, gosh dang it, throwing it away again. When we talk, so week 10 will be that first round of the playoffs. Think of it kind of like the NCAA play-in week. Cut those first games. and then you start the regular postseason in Week 11. State championship game is still Thanksgiving Day.
So you'll get seeded into that, but then there'll be these kind of playoff games.
Yeah, so I mean,
that
it'll
don't have as many wins.
Yeah, it'll seed that 1 through, like your basic seed out just for all those teams that'll be in there. And then what'll happen is your top 8 in our division, that top 8 in the North and South, will get a bye week. So you're not going to get any 0-9. You're not going to get those 2 and 7s playing a 9-0 in the first round unless that 9 and 7 team whip out there by Collins. Unless you get the 2 and 7 team beats a 4 and 5 team.
Okay, that makes sense.
Team. So really, it's a good possibility. Just got to get aboard.
Yep.
The thing that comes into play is a lot of those matchup games in what's now round 2 should be pretty similar to what your first round game was in the past, and it'll be different. I'm a big fan of kids getting the opportunity to play the game, and if we can keep letting kids have a chance at the playoffs.
Sure.
Logan with the big 3. I think Kerker goes, good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. But I think the more that we can get the game out there to more people and the more communities, the better the game is. And, it'll take some adjusting like we always do. We got back when Kerker played, man, you only got in if you won the conference. So, we've changed a little bit. So, it used to be that many, and then it's just kind of added on, and this is kind of the natural progression of getting there. But, no, it'll be exciting, and football's awesome.
Yeah.
And and it won't be here, it'll be here before we know it. But we got to get this basketball team to win a few more games, and hopefully the girls get a big W tonight as well. So.
Absolutely, you're right. Girls at home in the regional right now.
So I got a good seed and they're in a good spot. You just got to, and you got to win, right? You just got to find a way to win the games when you get to the tournament time. And if it's 1 point, that's all it needs. But Coach Hirsch has done a great job with the girls. You get to that 20-win mark, no matter what sport you're playing. In terms of basketball, that means you've done a lot of really, really good things. And knocking off, the number 1 team in the state when they beat Morton. It's pretty exciting because you don't get the opportunity to beat number 1, and 2, you got to beat them when you get it, and they sure did.
Well, and you line a couple of those up in the postseason, and all of a sudden it's a pretty special year. It's pretty cool.
And you create so much confidence, for everybody when you get that. We saw it back when we beat Simeon in the semis, when we got second, but I think that really was a huge springboard of everybody believing. The kids believed, Coach Reeves believed, and their staff, but I think the community wanted to see us play really, really well. And then we found a way to play really, really well and win. And so now that's exciting. And hopefully we get these guys lined up here. And I know they've got a tough road ahead of them. It's having to play Dunlap back-to-back. That's never easy. And we used to do that in the playoffs a lot where we'd play, Mid-Illini Conference team, in that first round of the playoffs. Good
nice.
Good take there by Sam.
Been doing a great job getting that ball down in the paint, being physical and scoring it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the one thing I think Sam's really brought to his game a little bit more recently is his ability to be physical down there. And, he is a good shooter, but sometimes that 3 shot's not so easy. And get around the rim, it's a little easier, except for that shot. Good rip there by
comes
Collins.
up with it. Out to Busey. Spin move in the lane.
Good.
Bucket's good.
I mean, I think we've won the game at the rim so far. I think Dunlap's missed a lot more, and those things come down to play when you get to the fourth quarter. You can get buckets at the rim. You're in a much better place to kind of finish some things.
Get it off that backboard, somehow it rolls in a little better. You try to go for the swoosh, somehow it rattles out. I don't know what there is about that, right?
Coach, thanks so much for stopping up.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Coach, great to see you.
Hey,
Thank
go
you.
Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Maybe show a little bit of life here in the last few minutes.
Yeah. Farmer rolls in the layup, brings the lead back up to 5 for Dunlap here. 4:20 in the third. Bourne in the short corner. Spins in the lane. Just doesn't go for him.
We just can't. We just can't
over a
get
6'7" guy. That's a tough order there.
We just can't get a lot of our little bunnies to fall.
Oh,
charge!
And
Finally got a charge.
the charge is drawn, and boy, Bourne took a shot. And I hope he's okay. Well, he's a tough kid. He is a tough kid. He'll come out.
Beekman will come
for
in.
Beekman, but boy, you heard that thud of him hitting the floor. So hopefully Bourne's okay. But look at Bourne. I mean, just sacrificing everything for his team right there.
Yep.
Wow. Dunlap, little diamond in one press here. Redbird's thrown over the top. Koch has it. Ducey over to Vasquez for three. Just rims up. Beekman tips it up. Gets it out to Koch. Koch now down in the lane. Gets fouled. And
what a
he'll
job.
go to the line to shoot two. But
what a job by Beekman.
Beekman with those long arms. Wow. I tell you what, it's just fun to watch him go in there and battle.
We just can't get over that three. We get it down to three, and we just can't get it lower than that.
Oh. And that free throw hit the rim 4 times. Didn't go in. Just got to tighten it down here a little bit, Scotty. Koch makes the second, cuts the lead to 4, and now Ashton Taylor will come in. He replaces Beekman. The Redbirds go small here.
Well, I think he did because Dunlap went small.
Yeah, Dunlap took their big boy out. Farmer guarded by Taylor. Drives baseline, and the layup goes.
Can't let him get that close to the rim.
Koch brings it up. Spins in the lane and gets fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. Foul's going to go against 15, Colin Cook, 6'4" junior.
They don't show how many fouls there, or do they? Yeah, they do.
Yeah, let me see. Cook, he's got 2 fouls. So Bourne comes back into the lineup. He replaces Busey. Renette to bring it up and gets it down. Koch with the rebound. Gets it up to Morrison. Now to Taylor. Looking for Bourne, and ball just kind of went off of the knee, the Dunlap player, and now Koch is going to get called on the drive. That's going to bring Marvin Jordan to the line to shoot two.
They're getting everything to drop in, though, Randy. Every drive hits the front of the rim, rolls in. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, when you're at home, things just seem to be a little easier sometimes. Ball is loose. Dunlap comes up with the board. And the ball sails out of bounds to Metamora.
And they're trying to give it back to us.
So Dunlap still in the full court pressure here. Lee now comes into the game. He replaces Steffen for the Eagles. Ball goes in to Vasquez, and
we did nothing to help him get. Nobody came back to the ball.
So Dunlap to inbound underneath their own hoop. That's not the best place to inbound the ball underneath your own basket there, you know.
We were out here on the wing, weren't we?
No, a ball knocked off his leg right underneath the hoop there. And now a foul on the three-point shot. That's going to go against Vasquez, it looks like. So that'll bring Renette to the line to shoot three.
You know, we're young, but they're just as young.
You know, their lineup right now, you're right, is very young. You know, Renette is a sophomore. Now they've got Cook out there as a junior. Marvin Jordan is a sophomore. Who else they got out there? Fort is a senior. And they've got Lee out there who's a junior. So Bourne gets up and gets the layup, gets fouled. He'll go to the line for the three-point play. Good to see Zach Bourne out running full court like that because, boy, he took a shot on that charge, Scott.
Yeah, he did.
So it's just nice to see him up and moving and feeling good.
And there's a
Bourne completes the three-point play, drops the lead down to 5 here with 2:13 to go in the third.
We got to get over that hump.
Yeah, Bourne now with 16 points, leading the Redbirds in scoring here tonight, followed by Koch with 11. Renette gets into the lane, high off the glass, and it goes. And now they're going to give a flop warning to Busey.
Somebody's got to take the ball out of bounds.
So that
How do you let him get that far down the lane?
Yeah, he's got to stay in front of him. You know, and a guy like that can hit the three. You got to respect that three-point shot. So Bourne comes up, gets the ball in the middle, breaks the press, gets it back to Busey. Now up to Morrison. Now to Bourne, the top of the key. Bourne hands it off to Vasquez. Vasquez now drives, and he'll draw the foul. It's going to go against Lee on the floor, and that actually that'll put them in the penalty. So Vasquez will go to the line to shoot two here.
Minute 42 to go in the third quarter. Gets the first. And he gets a second.
Nice. Cuts the lead down to 5 here. Renette brings it up against Vasquez. Renette hard charging towards the lane there. Gets a screen up high. Ball's loose. That's Morrison for the layup from Busey.
And cuts it to 3. That's a really nice play by Metamora. On the defensive end and then on the offensive end.
Nice job for them to, really group in the lane and not let them get through there. Renette, ball gets knocked away again. Morrison has it. Gets it to Vasquez. Nice job there. 2 steals in a row from Renette. So Redbirds have a chance here to tie or cut it to 1. Beekman now has it, hands it off to Vasquez. Now to Morrison. Down to Beekman in the post, kicks it out to Vasquez. Thought about the 3 now. Now gets it to Busey. 20 seconds here to go in the third quarter. Down to Morrison. On 10 seconds. Here goes Busey on the drive. Kicks it out to Vasquez for 3. Just rims out. Ball gets tipped out. Renette's got it from half court. And that'll bring us to the end of the third. Redbirds close it down to a 3-point game, down 51-48 here.
Take
to
this
go into
time.
the fourth.
Take this time to hear from our spot. Well, Randy, I just think we need to take care of the ball here in this fourth quarter. Hit our free throws. That's a bugaboo right now.
Yeah, you got to make free throws in close games like this. You know, the last time we played these guys, it went into overtime, you know, so you start stacking that overtime game up. There's a lot of little things throughout the game that you could have secured the victory. But, you know, basketball is a game of mistakes, you know. I mean, it's what it is, right? Busey gets doubled here. Ball goes up, picked off by Dunlap. Burnett drives baseline, gets it to Gibbs, finishes the layup.
See what I mean? You just...
A lot of time here, a lot of time. Beekman hands it off to Koch. Out of Bourne. Bourne gets down to the block. Gets the ball up. Layup does not go. Dunlap now is on the run. Burnett gets it to the corner to Farmer. Three go. And Dunlap is back up by 8 here with 7:16. And Coach Dame will take a timeout.
You know, we get it to within 3, and then we just have mental lapses.
Yeah, just, you know, how many layups have we had that just kind of rimmed out, you know, and now they come down, they hit a corner 3 off transition. And, you know, but, again, that's how a team plays in their home gym. You know, they're a lot more confident on everything. So.
Yeah, but they beat us in our home gym.
Well, yeah, for sure. But we had a lot of mistakes there. We had a lot of missed free throws. We had a lot of turnovers, things like that. So Redbirds just need to focus down, get gritty, and, you know, get some plays to go. But, again, you know, Bourne gives up. Right now he's given up 5 inches down there. So it's tough to finish over a guy that much bigger than you. And he's done a nice job tonight. You know, Bourne's got 16. So, you know, we just have to find ways to create separation at times, you know, and that's setting good screens, you know, reading the defense, you know, cut and replace, all those kind of things, you know. So, but, yeah, if there's an area that I think we could improve on, Scott, I think it is setting screens, you know.
I think it's making shots.
Well, making shots, but when you screen and you set a good screen, you create separation, which now gives you the space and the time that you need to make a shot, you know. So, little diamond 1 press, double team. There's Morrison, gets it down to Beekman, and it just slips through his hand there. So, again, another unforced turnover. Ball goes up to the corner. There's Burnett downhill. Beekman now with the block. And there's the long arm of the law we've been looking for.
You know, they're going to run time now.
Farmer travels. Redbird ball. Yeah, that block by Beekman, I think that's a sign of things to come here. He's just going to keep getting bigger and stronger, and those arms are going to keep growing longer, Scotty. Love the way he plays. Bourne's got it on the wing. Gets it to Beekman, over to Morrison. And now they're going to call a screen here. Not sure where that's going to go. That goes against Koch. And I don't know if he dumped down before he made the cut. Wasn't really sure what that was on the backside, but that's not often called. And now they're going to call foul that goes against Morrison for the hold on the cut.
Randy, it's not looking good.
Second foul.
Not looking good.
On the Redbirds. Ball goes in. Rennett's got it. Nice job by Beekman to come out, flash on that screen. Keep Burnett from getting the shot. Gibbs now drives baseline, and Beekman just blocks him out of bounds. Beekman says, not today. Ball goes in. The sophomore. Burnett's got it. Thought about the three now. Step back from the elbow, off the front. Beekman with the rebound. Gets it to Morrison. Morrison now for three. Little contact after the shot, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. And Burnett now gets in the lane. Looking to kick it out.
They're just going to run time now.
Farmer now gets downhill, blocked by Beekman. Vasquez gets the ball to Bourne. Doesn't go. Gibbs with the rebound. Renette now on the run for Dunlap in the corner. Farmer back to Renette for three. And it goes. And Dunlap now with an 11-point lead here with 5 to go. And this is gut check time for the Birds. Busey gets off the bench. He'll be ready to check in here next dead ball. Beekman back to Vasquez, down to Bourne in the paint. Bourne spins and gets fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. And nice job by Zach Bourne to work in the lane, get to the line. I got to believe the Redbirds going to bring out a little press here. That's what Coach Dame was meeting with him on the sideline there. You got to create possessions here, down by hopefully 10 after this free throw. And there it is. So Redbirds come out in the press. And Gibbs gets it. It's cut off. Ball almost loses the ball. It's up. It gets knocked away, recovered by Dunlap. Redbirds a little trapping zone here. And now Dunlap will take a timeout to talk things over here. So 4:24 to go. Redbirds down by 10 here at Dunlap. Well, you got to finish this one strong. You know, if you're the Redbirds here, you know, again, you got to face this team in the regional at Morton.
Yeah.
And you got to finish strong here. You got to get some confidence. This is about momentum.
But they're going to have all
into the next contest here. Right?
They'll have all that confidence.
Well, it depends how we finish here. You know what I mean? So, you know, if we can finish strong and maybe clip them here at home,
but they're
all of a sudden we're going to get some confidence. You know. So,
you got 4 minutes and 24 seconds to turn this around.
Yeah. And you've got, you know, you got to keep in mind, though, you've got our one returning starter from last year, Brady Jones, who's, you know, ill today, not able to play in this game, but he'll be back for that game in Morton. And, again, on a smaller floor, that big man has more of an impact on the game. So that's definitely something that the Redbirds will have an advantage of, you know, when you compare to what we have now. You know, but, again, nothing against Zach Bourne. I mean, he's got 17 points, and he's battling against a guy 5 inches taller than him all night. So, but Dunlap to inbound.
But the problem is they're going to sweep us this year unless we can turn things around.
Burnett gets in the paint, gets it out to Gibbs, and yeah, Dunlap is just looking to kind of hold it here. They're just going to kick it out and just kill time. They know up by 10, they don't want to lose that. Well, Gibbs gets the layup. 12-point lead with 4 minutes to go here. Busey for three, and rebound to Dunlap. Gibbs has it, gets it up, layup to Dunlap. 14-point game, up to Busey at half court. Bourne gets it, and he'll draw the block. It'll be Redbirds to inbound. So Marvin Jordan will check in for Renette here with 3:41 on the clock. Ball goes into Busey to Koch for 3.
Good.
Cuts it down to 11. And Morrison with the steal. Gets it to Vasquez, back to Morrison. Now to Busey for 3.
Good.
It's good. Cuts it down to 8. And Vasquez comes up limping here a little bit. But Renette now checks back into the game. And not sure who he comes in. Looks like for Mishner.
Taylor comes in for Vasquez.
And, yeah, Vasquez pulled up with an ankle there. So Farmer's got it at half court. Brings it all the way down. And he'll draw the foul. He'll get to the line to shoot the free throw. Dunlap still with the full court pressure, just kind of slowing the Birds down here a little bit. Koch for 3, rims out, rebound to Taylor, out to Busey for 3, off the heel, and Gibbs now with the rebound. Farmer's got it, gets it to Renette. Euro step, kicks it out to Gibbs, over to Farmer. Redbird still doubling everything. Farmer takes it down in, and it falls in, and Dunlap's back up to a 13-point lead here. Busey now down to Taylor, who drives down, gets it out to Koch for 3. Doesn't go. The sophomore gets fouled on the rebound by Bourne. So Dunlap will be shooting all the fouls here. And now Lee comes out of the game, and they bring another guard in. That's going to be Mishner coming back in for Dunlap. And now Busey fouls, and that'll send Mishner to the line to shoot 2. Ooh. This is a Bourne with the rebound. Ball gets knocked away. Dunlap recovers. And now Busey will foul Farmer. That'll send him to the line to shoot 2. Ooh. Farmer misses the first. And the second. Koch with the rebound. Brings it up. Gets down in the paint. Ball gets kicked over to Bourne for the layup. Bourne's got 19 now for the Birds. Renette gets trapped in the corner. And ball gets taken away by Morrison for 2.
That's a nice play by Morrison.
Cuts the lead down to single digits, down to 9. Morrison's got 8 now for the Birds. And now Vasquez misses the layup, and Bourne puts it in. Bourne's got 21 now. Cuts it down to 7 here with a minute and a half to go. And a nice little flurry there by the Redbirds to make things interesting here, Scotty.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope they haven't dug themselves too big of a hole.
I mean, a minute and a half, anything can happen. Basketball, Scott, it's a game of mistakes, right? Wow. So, the Redbirds certainly haven't played the way they want to play tonight, but, the press right now is creating a lot of disruption here, so. We're just looking for positives to take us to the regional opener. What is that? What day is that? Is that Tuesday night?
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday night in Morton?
Yes.
Do we have a score on the girls' game at all? Anybody have anything on that? See what I have here. I think I can find anything. If anybody's reported it. Ball goes into Gibbs. Over to Farmer. Gets fouled by Koch.
So Farmer's missed these last 3 free throws.
Last score I have here. Can you read that, Scott? Is that a halftime score right there? 57-27 Redbirds.
That's a final.
That's the final score. So, score I've got for the girls' regional game is Metamora 57, Streeter 27. So they'll advance and
play the championship game on Friday.
That's Friday night at Metamora.
Yep.
Dunlap still in that diamond and one. Gets to the middle. And Koch just kind of got the ball and hopped a little bit. So Dunlap to inbound.
There's another technical.
And now technical against the Redbirds. I believe that's going to go against the bench, the coach. Not sure exactly who. So Farmer will get 2 shots, and then I believe they'll shoot the technical. Or this might be the technical here since they're cleared off. Missioner comes back into the game. He replaces Lee. Ball goes into Renette. He gets fouled by Vasquez. And that makes them both, extends the lead to 12 here. A minute 15 to go. Ball goes down to Bourne. Give and go. Gets interrupted. And here's Farmer. Gets the layup in. Brings the lead back up to 14. Minute to go here. Koch for 3. Gibbs with the rebound, gets fouled immediately by Bourne. That'll send Gibbs to the line to shoot 2. Yes, misses them both. Morrison with the rebound, brings it up for the Birds. The three-pointers up and off the front. Koch with the rebound putback. Koch has 16 now for the Redbirds. Ball goes long, and Taylor intercepts. Gets it to Bourne, to Koch for 3. Won't go. Sophomore gets the rebound, gets fouled. And so that'll send the sophomore, Lee, to the line to shoot 2. And now Dunlap will clear their bench. Koch, the inbound, gets it in to Morrison. Morrison to Taylor, over to Koch. Koch gets in the lane to Beekman. Layup goes, he gets fouled. They'll go to the line to complete the three-point play. Beekman's had, 5 or 6 blocks here tonight.
Yeah.
Done a nice job as a rim protector, and this is his first point of the evening. Does it. He completes the three-point play, so a couple positives we got to take out of here, Scotty, but now there's Bourne with the steal. It gets blocked, and that'll do it. Redbirds go down here in Dunlap by 10, 76-66. We'll be back with Coach Dane.
Welcome back to Dunlap. We're here with Metamora head coach Justin Dame. Coach, another tough loss. I mean, we just couldn't seem to get anything going.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we played pretty well for the most part. Thought the refs were really bad for some stretches, kind of hurt us. At the beginning of the game, they didn't want to call anything, and then they give me a bench warning, and they start calling fouls. Second half kind of started the same way. If you watch Dunlap, you know their strategy. They play 10, 11 guys. They're going to hack you as much as possible and hope the refs aren't going to call it. And we're 2 guys down. I mean, I knew it was going to be a tough game without – we're missing a first-team all-conference guy. We're missing a guy who was on pace for second-team all-conference before he got hurt a month ago. So, you know, it is what it is. We knew it was going to be a tough game at their place. They got a really nice student section. I wish we could get a student section like that. I wish our students were allowed to chant and go crazy, but they aren't. You know, I don't know what I got to do, what's happening at Metamora, but we would love to have something like that. They were a big influence on the game tonight.
Anytime you go on the road, I mean, it's tough. And it just seemed like, you know, they got in the lane, their little floaters fell, our little floaters rattled out. You know, that would just seem to be the theme tonight, a little more physicality. And, you know, we went in, you know, just just couldn't finish there, and they were finishing. So to me, it was just a game of thin margins, and they got that lead at the end, and all of a sudden, they could hold a little bit and take care of time, and now we're fouling them, putting them at the line. So, when you think about this, how does this game look different now when we play them next Wednesday night?
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows Metamora is the team to beat, the best program around, maybe in the state right now. Every time we play a team like this, they're going to play their best. They got nothing to lose, especially when we got a couple guys out. Last game, same thing. They hit a couple wild shots. We missed some ones that we normally make. That just is what it is. And this is all still new. It's been going all year, but it's still kind of new to these guys, and they're learning. Teams step up when they play us, and they're not expected to beat us. Kind of like when we played East Peoria. The game plan was, we're supposed to lose. We're the underdogs. Let's come out and see what we got, and don't be afraid.
Yeah.
And kind of similar tonight with Dunlap.
Yeah, for sure. And, Coach, the one thing about it is it is tough to beat a team 3 times in one season. And next Wednesday night, we get Dunlap again.
Yeah.
In a neutral form.
Yep.
So
with Brady Jones,
hopefully,
which changes things a little bit.
Should have Gavin and Brady next week.
Wow.
Well, that would be great. That would be a huge step.
We haven't been full strength for a month, so hopefully we can get those guys back, and probably need a little bit of conditioning, need a little bit of up and down the court, and get the lungs back in shape and ready to play basketball.
Coach, Randy mentioned it earlier. This game was a momentum thing for you. But it really didn't mean something because you got to play them again next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, from that aspect, a little bit of a silver lining. It's just in games like this, you kind of anticipate to win, and I know that's the tough part about it.
Yeah, definitely.
And a couple positive things. Cam Beekman looked great blocking shots up there. I mean, you got yourself a rim protector down
there.
Did. That was fun.
He did a great job there in the second half, just defending the paint, defending the rim.
I thought Zach Bourne had a really nice game fighting in the paint. I mean, he's playing a guy 5 inches taller than him all game. Comes up with 21, leads us in scoring. So I think Zach did great. I was a little worried about him when he drew that charge. I mean, he hit the ground so hard.
Yeah, I know.
But he came out. Is he okay?
He seems okay. He's maybe shaking up a little bit, but Zach's a warrior. He'll be okay. He'll be, unless there's something medically wrong with him, he's going to be okay.
For sure. Coach, we'll let you get going here.
Thanks, guys.
Hold on a minute here. I want to thank Randy McGold, my partner tonight, Tom Hagan, the producer. I want to thank Mike Kerker on the camera. That'll do it from Dunlap. Redbirds drop a heartbreaker. We'll see you next Wednesday in the first round of the regionals.